Do you prefer us to be on headphones?
Noise.
Okay.
No, not gonna work.
Everybody's rocking headphones.
How's the family been? Oh, it's good. I meant Ben's family, but also your family is very relevant too. I just have been... Oh, sorry. This is really so sorry. How you doing, Ben?
I'm doing good. My family's doing well. My wife is frontline healthcare worker, and I'm here with the kids all day, as usual. Kissing a lot of boo-boos today.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
Yeah, you're just dadding hard.
Dadding extra hard, and now I have no escape at night. So, yeah, it's a little rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're dead to you.
That seems reasonable right there.
Yes. Yes.
The next time you whisper a sweet nothing into her ear, just be like, "You're essential."
Ooh.
Straight.
Ooh.
Puddles.
I left her a big chalk message under her car this morning, so.
Aw.
Big heart. You know. Yeah, that's good.
That's good. That's good. I've been cooking for vegan people.
Ooh, nice. Are you vegan as well, Bobby?
I'm vegetarian, so I fucks with y'all. Y'all fucks with me. It's good, but
occasionally vegetarian. I consider it an ethnic food, and I just eat it now and then, along with Asian and Chinese.
That's totally fair. That's totally fair. Meatless Mondays, make it a thing. I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Countdown.
I'm gonna talk about. I should have thought about that. Yeah, I mean, I had some ideas. Mm-hmm. Fucking just. You know who was also an angel? Lucifer. Hey, there we go. Alright, sounds good.
figure out this song.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Shenanigans Comedy Theater presents Clash of the Comics, our live online comedy competition. We had a great time Saturday night. I hope there are people here that were able to see it Saturday that have come back for another show. We appreciate you guys being here very much. Before we get started, I do want to let you know that this is a rated R show. Content may and probably will include crude language, adult themes, drug references. It is intended for mature audiences only. So take your immature selves somewhere else. We don't want you right now. Please note that the views and opinions expressed in this broadcast do not reflect or represent those of Shenanigans Comedy Theater. So now that we got all that fun stuff out of the way, a little bit about Shenanigans Comedy Theater. Shenanigans is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We would really appreciate your support. If you have $1, $2, $3, $5, more than that, completely up to you the amount, but we would love it if you throw a couple of bucks our way. As you can imagine, the coronavirus has really hit us hard as we are reliant upon audiences for income. So no audience equals no income. However, we wanted to still try to bring the funny to the world, give folks a reason to smile. And so if you have even $1 to throw our way, we sure would appreciate it. And with that being said, I just want to tell you this. We have a generous supporter. Do you think he would mind, Jess? No, Steve. And Steve, I apologize ahead of time if I say your name wrong, but Steve Kammermeyer, I believe is how you say it, has donated the prize money for tonight's show because this is a show that is a contest. That's right. Give it up for Steve. Yay, Steve.
Yeah.
Yes. Your vote, folks that are watching, your vote is going to determine the winner tonight. So you get to be judgmental AF. This is a time when it is absolutely acceptable and encouraged for you to be judgmental. Oh, hey, look, that's not Kimberly Wilson. That's Ben. Ben, wave to everybody while I get me on my own screen. How about that?
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing?
Yeah. Well, let's see if I can get me on my own screen. That would be fabulous. Okay, there was him. No, it's not him. Okay. And that's Ira. That's still not me. And for some reason, we're not getting me. I don't know. That's funny as all get out. So, apparently, there's me and then there's not me. And I'm currently not me. Look, there's not me, everybody. Everybody say hi, not Kim. All right. So, while I'm trying to get this figured out, I'm not going to hold the show up any longer. We're going to get started with our first comic, and he is a fantastic comic out of Seattle, Washington. And all the comics are going to get 5 minutes. They'll get a light at 4.5 minutes, and then I will absolutely cut them off if they're still talking at 5 minutes and 15 seconds, because that's just not fair, and this is a contest. So, they know all that, and they're consummate professionals, so I know I don't have to worry about them. With all that being said, let me switch it over and we can say hi to Bobby. Look, there's Bobby. Hey, Bobby.
Bobby!
Bobby!
Hey! Hey! How's it going?
It's going good. Do you have any questions before we start with you, Bobby?
Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. I got everything I need. I have a pint glass of boxed wine. I just hit the bowl. I am ready to talk about the things that have affected me.
Fantastic. And there's somebody creepily looking over your shoulder back there. Some kind of real fun mannequin. Yeah.
That's my mascot, Trish. She's there for emotional support.
Your emotional support mannequin. I love that. Okay.
I found her on the sidewalk. Oh my god. No.
All right, Bobby. Your 5 minutes start now.
Hi there, everybody. I'm Bobby Higley. It is nice to meet you. I was raised Mormon, and I was also abused. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, that's fucking redundant. And that is correct. I had one of those super fun childhoods. If my dad was a slogan for a cereal brand, it would be Kicks are for kids. Oh God, Easter was just around the corner. Yeah, so that's how I've always felt. I've always felt a little bitter, as you can imagine. But now I'm a butch man, as you can see from my aesthetics. I face my problems. I face them straightforward. I really do. The character of Trish is actually something I've been working on, and I wasn't going to talk about it, but you referenced it. But so Trish has jokes. I do them on stage, but in the character that I imagine for her. And I wrote one in her voice recently. She's a hysterical woman. She's in hysterics about the coronavirus, and so I'll just do her 3 bits real quick that she's got. So the first one, the one I just wrote was, I thought the pathogen was just the way to the liquor store. Yeah, this is pretty fun. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Okay, so the other one that I had for Trish was, I was struggling to see more than 2 genders, but I put on these handy-dandy transfocals, and wow! Yeah, and then my last Trish joke is like, I tried this new Diet Cola yesterday. It worked! So, other than talking to my mannequin and drinking boxed wine, I've been very sad. Very sad. So when I get sad and when I'm struggling depression, I like to cry. That seems like a typical healthy release. Ben, where do you like to cry? Where is your safe place to cry?
Oh, I cry in the bathroom.
The bathroom? Specifically, where in the bathroom?
Usually on the toilet.
On the toilet! Oh, teardrops on that porcelain god. I like that. I like to cry in the shower. Yeah. It's my favorite place to cry because, like, God cannot see you, and the water washes away your tears. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to cry, but I have this problem that I am experiencing now, where I live in a studio that has a clawfoot bathtub. Wow, that sounds extraordinarily nice, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Yes. And a little confusing. What makes it so clear that it's a studio is the fact that my walls can't support a shower, so I can only bathe. Yes, I exclusively bathe. I'm an opulent man. I am. I'm not kidding. I can't shower in my apartment. I have to bathe. So there's some new problems. Ben, you can be honest with me because you're the other man on the mic. What happens to a man's penis in the bathtub? It looks like a fucking idiot. Okay, it looks stupid. If you don't know this, internet, I'm here to tell you the truth. When a penis is in a bathtub, it floats around like a little fishing lure, like a dumb little fishing lure. Just so stupid, you can't take that shit seriously for seconds. So I have to cry in the bathtub, and it is really hard to cry when you're looking down at your little Wiggle Man car salesman, you know. It's just really frustrating. So I've been crying in the bathtub. I'm crying in the bathtub, brining in my own tears, which is extra complicated because it's like the only time white people have ever seasoned anything. Me and my supple, opulent, butch body. Yes, I think I'm probably close to time. Thank you so much, everybody. I love you.
Bobby Higley, everybody. All right. So I'm taking you back there because I still can't see me on the screen. So there's that. But now I want you to get ready for another fun ride. The guy he's been talking to this whole time, you get to see Ben Warren, everybody.
Right on.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, Ben, you have any questions before I start you?
No, I'm ready to go. I'm excited. This is fun.
Fantastic. Well, Ben, your 5 minutes start now.
All right, yeah. Real quick before I go, you guys got a little something there. Yeah. All right, there we go. Okay. I'm a stay-at-home dad. It was the easiest thing I've ever done. Basically, I got my wife pregnant, and then I quit my job. And I'm currently raising two advanced kids. My youngest one just figured out how to start his first fire in our house. No matches or no lighter, just a wooden spoon and a toaster, and no adult supervision either. His brother just figured out how to use our dog door, and now now he can get inside anytime. We were at swim class the other day, got asked to demonstrate the motorboat, and I got a restraining order. Sometimes when the younger one is crying a lot and I can't get him to stop, I take my finger and I rub it up and down over his lips real fast so that it sounds like he's crying underwater. Just... Yeah, it's just something about a drowning baby. I would never actually hurt my child, okay? I want you guys to know that I would not hurt my child, but after 3 weeks in quarantine, it helps to think about it a little bit, okay? I was coming through the town on a Max line. This was a couple months ago. I had my kids asleep, baby on my shoulder, and the big brother down in the stroller. And this woman approached me. She said, "How do you get your children to sleep on this incredibly loud train?" And I just looked at her and I whispered, "It's an indica heavy train." I'm a doctor. It's better than Benadryl. I don't know. I don't know how y'all feel about weed, but I love weed. I had to quit smoking weed because I was addicted to it. And a lot of people pull back on that. They're like, "Ben, you cannot get addicted to pot." And it's like, well, you've obviously never smoked resin out of a socket wrench in my garage before. I mean... Have you ever been so stoned that you forgot to put water in the 4 packages of ramen noodles that you just microwave for 45 minutes?
Oh.
Whoever stamped microwave safe on that Tupperware was full of shit. That's all I'm saying. You ever get so high that you pay for your fast food at the first window, but then drive off before you hit the That's a bad look in a van full of kids, is what I'm saying. Okay? I had to quit. I had to quit. Anybody think pot can cure cancer? I'm a believer, personally. I think pot can cure cancer, and here's how it works. You take a large enough dose of THC that you get the tumor so stoned that it loses the motivation to do anything at all. Like, I'm going to kill this guy tomorrow. I've been together with my wife, y'all, for almost 20 years.
Ooh, congrats.
Yeah, thank you. Yep, in a monotonous relationship. We try to keep it spicy though. We've been role playing, and the other night we did a doctor scene. So I went into the bedroom and I waited. After about 10 minutes, she poked her head through the door and she was like, "The doctor's running a little bit behind today. She'll be in just a minute. And I was like, I made this appointment 3 months ago. I'm not going anywhere. Finally, she comes in. She's like, how can I help you today, sir? I said, Doc, I got big pain down here, and I need you to heal me. And she just looked at me and goes, your insurance doesn't cover that. Thank you so much for your time. My name's Ben.
All right, Ben Warren, everybody. And I'm going to see if I can get me back yet. All right, I'm aware that I'm not there currently, just in case you wondered if I was delusional.
I could see the light.
Oh, can you guys not see me on Skype either?
No.
See Skype.
Sorry, guys. Okay, well, there's that.
That's okay.
Is it okay? All right, let me try one more something real quick, everybody. Sorry for those of you having to watch this fun part.
We're all finding new ways to tame the internet, and it is a wild beast.
I'm telling
really
you.
do not feel I was the last person to be connected, and I think I'm not going to say I'm the youngest, but I am a bona fide millennial.
Well, I was able to see me like crazy before, so I don't know what happened to me. Okay, well, we'll go back to there, and then we're going to get ready for our next fabulous comic. Ladies and gentlemen of the internet and our Skype audience, please welcome Phyllis Foran.
Thank you. This comic I really like. Now, I am a professional, and I'm used to working with a microphone. But I don't have a microphone because of the situation, so I got the closest thing in the house that I can use. I'm very adaptable. This is my microphone, okay?
All right, Phyllis, are you ready for your 5 minutes to start?
Yes, I am.
And just to let you know, you're kind of cutting your head off a little bit because you're standing up. Yeah, now we can see all of you. There you go. All right, your 5 minutes start. Your 5 minutes.
Let me tell you a little bit. Are we ready?
Yeah, your 5 minutes start now.
A little background information. I grew up in a typical Jewish family. My grandmother's last words were, take a sweater. I never really got to know my... wait, that's okay. Maybe you're dyslexic. I don't know that. But anyhow, I never really got to know my mom because when I was just a little girl, she said she had a surprise for me. It was a restraining order. But I really wasn't raised to be a Jew or a Christian. I was raised to be a hypochondriac. Because around my house, the only way to get attention was to hemorrhage. I mean, maybe I should be proud because Peggy is in a Guinness Book of Records. We're all running infection. And my sister was voted most likely to retain water. Now, me, I never miss a chance to see a doctor. When we were in LA just a couple of months ago, I made an appointment to have a pap smear, and the doctor offered it to me California style. Are you okay? I said, no, I am independent. And people think that you're a performer, and you feel confident. This is not true for me, okay? I am so sensitive. If you're rude to me, I get a yeast infection. It runs in the family. Okay? And I know I'm just I have words written here to help because I'm crazy. Okay, I know. Besides crazy, I know I'm paranoid, but I am getting better because now I learned to say to someone, "What's wrong? Are you mad at me?" And usually they say, "I don't even know you." I turned myself into the FBI because I was suspicious of my thoughts. They ordered me to stay 100 yards away from myself. But I got to tell you what my biggest challenge is. My biggest challenge is doing this. No, my biggest challenge is depression. Listen, it got so bad last year. I tried Suiciders Anonymous, but I don't know. Every time I went, there were less and less people. I went to Hebrew Union College, studied comparative suffering. My first job after school was a gem. It was in New York at the Jewish Museum. I was in charge of a new exhibit called Famous Foreskins. I mean, we had everybody. We had Freud. We even had Lenny Bruce. We had what's his fucking name? Okay. And but what else? I'm just kind of going crazy. We had Lenny Bruce. I told you that. His looked just like a little G. Clef. Okay. But one of my major problems throughout my life is I have a problem with commitment. Okay? Would you believe I've been divorced twice? I've got an ex and a Dos Equis. My first husband, my starter husband, he just died way too young. I interrupted him to death. Now my last husband, he was abusive. He would say things to me like, "Your problem is you always overreact." So I shot him.
Hey, Phyllis,
I have 3 kids. Well, that's 3 kids I know of. Are we up to time?
Well, what I was going to tell you is for about the first minute and a half to 2 minutes, your video was breaking up really bad. So finish the joke that you're on now, and then if you want to go back and do like your first bit or two, I'm going to extend your time because the audience wasn't able to hear the first minute and a half.
Oh. I just wouldn't know what they didn't hear, and I don't want to repeat myself.
Okay, well, it's up to you. I wanted to give you the opportunity.
Well, let me just tell you another problem I have. As I'm aging, my body is changing, like my boobs are sagging, my cups runneth over. At 38 now, I'm at 34 long. But anyhow, I don't know what my time is. I think what I'm really trying to do now is make as many new friends as I can, so I'll have a nice showing for my memorial service, which the way things are going, Skype or a Zoom. Thank you very much.
Phyllis Lauren, everybody. Okay. And I think I got my problem figured out. Let's see if I was right or... Oh, look, there I am. Hey, everybody.
You're right there.
I did get me figured out. Yay. Okay. So anyway, yeah, and Phyllis, I totally get it, and that was unfortunate. I just wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of make that up because the audience was very sad. They were liking you, and they didn't want to miss your set. So, but you killed it for the part that they could hear, so we're all good. All right, we're on to our next. We're on to our final contestant of the first half. Audience that was here on Saturday, we changed it up a little bit because of the glitches and the way that I had to work to fix the glitches. So we're doing it in 2 rounds, except for, unlike before, those of you that are familiar with our contesting, you won't be voting for 2. Each time you vote tonight, you'll just vote for 1. So you'll vote for 1 winner for the first half, then you'll vote 1 winner for the second half, then we'll have the finals. All right, with all that being said, and now with me actually being on video, I'm going to bring up your final comic for round 1. Ladies and gentlemen, Ira Claiborne.
Hey, y'all. everybody. My name's Ira Claiborne. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. I don't know if you really think I talk like this, but I don't. So that's fucked up for you to have some fucked up stereotype like that. Y también puedo hablar en español y ustedes no van a entender lo que estoy diciendo. You probably think I'm Latina or Spanish or something, you know? But I just know Spanish. I'm not actually Spanish, so check your shit. You know, if I can get into my ancestry, like, that would be cool later, but I don't have time for it right now. Obviously, I'm ethnically ambiguous. I'm also sexually ambiguous, if you can't tell. Ring-a-ling-a-ding-ding, I'm not straight. I knew that from, like, way long ago. Like, I was watching the Power Rangers, and the Pink Power Ranger, like, I couldn't decide if I wanted to be her or do her, and so I knew something was different. I still feel that way, and so I've been trying to figure out, like, what to do with that. Is it flagging, you know, like the other queers, or is it, like, a daily email blast? Like, hey, today I want to be the Pink Ranger. No, tomorrow I'm going to do her. Like, I told my mom really early on, and, when I said it, you know, I was pretty little trying to figure it out. And I was like, Mom, what would you think if I was gay? And her response, I shit you not, was,
Do you want to eat pussy for the rest of your life?
and I was like, no. So I went back in the closet to keep marinating for a few years. And then I fucking came back. And if I could answer her now, I would be like, yes, bitch, yes, I'm gay asterisk. Asterisk, you know, the star. Like, my thing down below would be something like, gay most of the time, loves the ladies, but, like, will deviate for dick whenever you, like, have dated all 3 girls in your town that are gay and out, and, like, at the same time, deviate for dick, so that's cool. I feel like I'm, like, a chameleon of some sort. It's not normal. I have this ingenious lesbian mullet thing going on. This is, like... So that I'm a teacher. God bless me. Thank you. Thank you for your raucous applause. I'm fucking just trying to pass, like, it's rough. And, like, just passing, like, my children, my students are not passing history. Like, one of the things that they literally argued with me about right before we left was they believe the South won the Civil War. Not only did they believe that, they believe that the South won, and they were against the slaves. These motherfuckers think the South won, and they were anti-slavery. Like, you know, I'm a special educator, so you can clap for real. Like, I'm really into, like, coddling, loving, you good, like, let me help questions. But, like, some shit is just really important to get right. And that's, like, one of those things where, you know, like, I want to be this impartial angel of information, just helping you learn how to think. But, like, you need to know better. You cannot graduate without knowing better. And so, at the same time, while you're trying to be this, like, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, you also have to be, like, hip and informed. And, like, everybody has to think you're cool in order to have any clout. So, like, in my classroom, this child thought he was so slick. He was like, yo, I got a bunch of game the other night, and I'm going to roll up tonight, da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, oh, my God, you can't say that in here. Oh, holy Jesus. That's illegal. We can't do that. Because I know what game are. If y'all don't know what game are, they're fucking Dutches. They're cigars. They're cigarillos. It's what you roll your weed up in. And I had 2 in my car today. I just couldn't. So I don't even know how to even go about it because they question you a lot. They ask you lots of things. They push your buttons. And one time this child said to me, hey, miss, are you an alcoholic? No, I don't drink enough to be an alcoholic. I'm not drinking right now. I'm just really motherfucking high. Like, I don't really know how else you expect that I would be dealing with you, you know? But teaching is, like, a really effective form of force control because I'm really into this whole idea of, like, clocking in and clocking out, you know? Like, I want to leave them where they are as much as possible. Like, the highlights of my day before quarantine were, like, if I could get to the bathroom and reach the hot water bathroom that I could wash my hands in. That was, like, a victory for me. Victory, Angus! I made it! and or if I could maybe take a tinkle between classes. Like I honestly contemplated like wearing a diaper or wearing one of those like chicks for dick type things so that I could like TT in my classroom. I just didn't like. So I just want to say pay the teachers more and
Yes.
thanks for having us. My name's Ira Claiborne.
Woo! Ira Claiborne.
Ira!
All right. Thank you, Ira. Man, okay, it's almost time for you guys to vote. And here's the thing. I'm glad I'm not you. Good luck with that, because all 4 of those people were phenomenal. But here we go. It is time for you to vote. So if you would please, there is a QR code if you're not on the device that you're going to be voting on. And then there's also a tiny URL below that. But if you click on the description of this video on Facebook, then there are actual links that you can click to go to vote. So the voting will be open for 5 minutes starting now. And we will be back with you shortly. All right, Skypers, if you guys will go ahead and hang up. Yes, thank you all so much. Go ahead and hang up, and then I will call the winner back shortly. Thanks, guys. All right, let me call group. Voting is concluded at this point. I do want to remind you guys that Shenanigans Comedy Theater is a nonprofit organization. So if you have a buck or two to throw our way, we sure would appreciate your help. That money goes to support the contest because we are giving away $25 tonight, but then we're also going to have a finale show after we have 8 preliminary rounds, and then that winner will get $100. So anything you can toss our way sure would help with that, as well as just basically keeping our doors open because we have no audience right now. Imagine that. For those of you that are just tuning in, I am your host. I'm Kimberly Wilson with Shenanigans Comedy Theater. One of the things that we do here besides stand-up at Shenanigans is we also do improv and sketch and all sorts of fun stuff. So I just wanted to show you guys a quick little sample of something that our house improv troupe, Don't Fear the Weasel, got together right at the edge of shutdown. It was like the day before they said, "Quit getting together." And we got together and made some quarantine-type specific videos, and here's one of those. So please enjoy the TP Showdown. And hats off to Benny Hill. Thanks for the music. I found that free sourced a bunch of places, so hopefully I won't get sued. Anyway, we are ready to kick off round 2, I do believe. Let me make sure I have the right person with the right name. I do not, so hang on one second, because that's Brian Scott. You'll see him in a minute. But for right now, there's Mike Valdez. Is it Valdez or Valdez? How do you say it, Mike?
Valdez, yeah.
Valdez. All right, I had it right the first time. Do you have any questions, Mike? You'll get a light at 4.5, and I'll give you a second light at 5, and then I will just rudely interrupt you if you're still talking at 5:15. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Good.
Fantastic. And let me get my timer ready, and your 5 minutes start now, Mike.
All right. Well, hey, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Mike Valdez. A little bit about myself. I love giving myself the benefit of the doubt. I'm a pretty positive guy, even when things don't really deserve the benefit of the doubt. Like, for example, I'm not good at sports, but I would think that I'm better than the kid that got cut from the team when Air Bud tried out. So, like, I'm good. I'm just not good as a really talented dog. Honestly, I love that joke. One of the reasons why I love that joke is because right about this time in the chat, people are about half of them are on my side, and the rest of them are still trying to figure out if I'm the kid from the movie Up or not, and that is hilarious. You're like, wait a second, I think magic is real. This guy used to be a cartoon, now he's a person. This is some kind of reverse Page Master thing, that 1995 Macaulay Culkin movie. No, not the kid from family. I'm joking. My parents are dead, so maybe I am the kid. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh man. If it doesn't make any sense, though, I am as innocent as I look. You know, like you don't get a Disney Channel face with the Nickelodeon personality just like nowhere. You know. For example, I really love sugary cereals still as an adult. You know what? Let me ask you, Kimberly. What's your favorite cereal?
Oh, Captain Crunch, all the way.
Captain Crunch.
Yes.
Absolutely. Crunchitizes the roof of your mouth, but I respect it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a great cereal. A lot of people say Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I honestly think Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the LSD of the cereal world, really, because you eat it and you don't see yourself gaining 15 pounds. So that's the way that it is. Honestly, it's funny because my favorite cereal is Corn Pops because my dad left me when I was 5 and I gotta have my Pops. Another thing about me is oh my gosh, I grew up in a conservative Christian home. Clearly, I'm better than you. I'm joking. I have to say I'm joking. Also go to hell. You know, growing up in a conservative Christian home, I wasn't really allowed to watch many things. So the only thing I was really allowed to watch were Disney movies, and which is fun, you know. But as an adult watching these Disney movies, you start to realize that there's a very, very capitalistic way of looking at love. Now, look, I'm not a woman. I can't speak for women. The only thing I can really say is that most of my ex-girlfriends have been women. That's really the only thing I can. But I can speak for men. And men are not that great. Men are not princes. If you drop a shoe, man is not going to find it. He's just going to throw it away. Like, that's just what men are. Men are a lot like vacuums. Most of them suck and the rest of them are broken. Like, that's just what men are. And one thing I have been able to do some scientific research on is you can kind of tell the kind of woman that a guy is attracted to by what Disney princess he's attracted to. And I don't necessarily mean it like if he likes Cinderella, he likes blondes. I mean, if he likes Ariel, he likes redheads with daddy issues, and he's praying that you stop talking. You know, like if he likes Pocahontas, he's really into taking things that aren't his and claiming they were his in the first place. You know, that's just the joke about America, really. And he likes from Frozen, he likes boys, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, different gowns for different pronouns. That's what I say. You know, but that's why relationships are so weird for me, man. Like the only relationship I really believe in anymore is my relationship with Netflix. Because it's the only relationship that gives you more than you can handle, but still keeps asking if you wish to continue. It's like the best relationship there is. But yeah, man, you guys have been amazing. My name is Mike Valdez. That's my time. So
all right. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah,
Mike Valdez, everybody. Last I checked, our next comic has not joined our Skype call, and I've tried calling her several times and can't get her, so that's unfortunate. So that means we're about to move on to Irma. Although, let me see here. That's not Irma, clearly. That's still Mike.
Hi, here I am.
Yeah, Irma, surprise! You get to go next because we couldn't get Jenna.
Oh.
So,
okay.
Do you have any questions before we start, Irma?
No, I'm good to go. Y'all
All
can
right.
see me, y'all can hear me, right?
Yes, ma'am. And your 5 minutes start now.
Alrighty. Hey, guys. My name is Irma Ruiz. I'm out of San Antonio, Texas. So I'm really excited to do this. You know, I am a mom. You know, and the other day a friend of mine posted on Facebook, she was like, I'm a strong woman because I was raised by a strong woman. And all I could think, I was like, well, that explains why I'm a crazy bitch. I'm not a bitch. She's not. She's like, she would kill me if she knew I was saying that, you know. But, you know, I mean, I don't know. I don't think I'm like the best mom, but a lot of people think I'm a great mother because my son knew how to read by the time he was 3 years old. And a lot of people are always like, oh, wow, 3 years old. And I'm like, yeah, you know. But, I mean, the only reason he learned to read by the age of 3 was because I just didn't want to read to the little shit anymore. So he taught me. I don't know, but you know what? Maybe I'm not such a horrible mother because that 3-year-old is now 25 years old, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, 25 years old, and he still won't leave the damn house. Yeah. I don't think he's going to leave anytime soon because he went to IKEA and brought home a welcome mat. Yeah, no. The welcome mat was for the front door of the house. It was for his bedroom. I was like, what the hell is going on here, man? No. Oh, and then on top of that, I don't even think he bought it. I think he stole it because it literally says, welcome to IKEA. Okay, what's next? Like, you're going to install, like, a Ring doorbell at your bedroom door? Like, the Amazon guy's going to come into the kitchen and be like, excuse me, ma'am, where's room A? The next day, your sister's going to have room B on her door. No. You got to get going, boy. No, I'm just kidding. Really, I'm just bullshitting. I am bullshitting. I don't want my son to leave. You know, he is 25 years old, but I don't want him to leave. I'm an enabler. I pay for everything. I pay for his car. He doesn't have to pay rent. I pay for his insurance. I pay for his phone. I do everything that in my power to make sure that he stays home. You know, isn't that horrible of me? That's just the way that I am. Like seriously, my son, 25 years old, if he decided to leave the house, I would be like that one mother that would make like that Facebook flyer. Oh, have y'all seen this guy? With like a 25-year-old man's picture on it. People would be like, oh my God, that's a great age progression photo, Irma. I'd be like, no, I just took that picture of him last night in his big boy bed. He's a cool guy. I don't know, but I'm sure everybody does see it all the time. All these kids, they run away nowadays, and their parents will make like these Facebook flyers. And we all want the kids to come home. But but then you always have like those certain kids, like my cousin Dulce. Her daughter is named Diamond. Okay, and she's always running away. I mean, first of all, she named her Diamond. Either she's gonna be a runaway or a stripper, right? Come on, Diamond. She runs away at least once a month. And so my cousin Dulce is always like, "Oh, we can't find Diamond. She's gone. We dropped her off at school on Friday. We haven't seen her in 3 days. Can you please share this flyer?" And I'll share the flyer. I'll share it on Facebook, on Nextdoor.com. I'll share it like at church. I mean, I don't go to church, but I know people who go to church. People, and that's fine. I don't mind sharing this, but what bothers me is like when little Diamond comes home. She comes home and then my cousin Dulce is back on Facebook like, "Oh, Diamond's back. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for sharing." And me, I'm just looking at her like, what? No, where the hell was she? What was she doing? Like, who was she? No. Give me the name of the teacher that took her. Because that's a nowadays, right? These kids are running away with teachers and stuff, Oh, crazy, man. Like, I have 2 girls, and they're both 16, and I tell them, I'm like, I dare you to run away. Yeah, I dare you to run away. Try it. Yeah, try it. I will get the ugliest picture that I have of you. And that's going to be on your Facebook missing kids poster. And it is cutesy little 16-year-olds looking like you're freaking 25. Nah, fuck that shit. I'm going to get a picture of you like eating a taco, cheese coming down your neck and shit, I'm going to be like, "Can I see this little girl? Last seen with the taco truck guy." I don't know. I mean, it's working. Like, nobody's run away yet. They're still all at home. Nobody's running away. I don't know, guys, but these kids are crazy, man. They're crazy. I like being a mom, but they're crazy. One of the craziest things about these kids nowadays is that they use the word bitch as a term of endearment. Yeah. Like, "What's up, bitch? You're my bitch. The party stops without you, bitch."
Irma, I'm going to have to stop you.
That term of endearment.
Irma.
I don't understand what
Irma.
my ex-husband's wife
Irma.
when I call. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Irma. Give up Irma Ruiz, everybody. And to let the audience know, I wasn't trying to be rude to Irma, but because it's a contest, I'm just making sure that everyone has the same amount of time. So that's what that was about. And next up, we're going to get Brian Scott. That's Mike, but if you'll hold 1 second, I'll get Brian. It's a good thing you were ready for it, though. And here is Brian Scott. Oh, and Skype members, remember, we can hear you still. So here we go. All right, Brian, do you have any questions before we start your 5 minutes?
I'm good to go.
All righty, then your 5 minutes start now, sir.
How's everybody doing tonight? I'm Brian Scott from Florence, Alabama, and I recently just got on Tinder for the first time. Now, getting on Tinder when you've been in a relationship for 10 years is like giving a Playboy to a blind guy. I mean, here it is. You just got to find it. But seriously, me and my buddy were going through Tinder, and we found this girl who was amazing. Piercings, tattoos, loved heavy metal music. And I was about to swipe right until I learned her idea of heavy metal music was Nickelback and Creed.
Oh, no.
I've never swiped left harder on poor Kayla. So I recently found out that I have diabetes, And the doctor told me, hey, you need to lose a little bit of weight or we're going to have to cut your foot off.
Oh.
And I was like, hell yeah, I'm going to beat this. I will win. I am not going to let diabetes beat me. How much weight we talking? 60 to 70 pounds. Left or right foot? So I also found out that I have horrible anxiety. So I'm now on anxiety meds. One of my coworkers came up to me the other day and he was like, hey man, with your meds, I can see that you're totally a new person. And I told him, I'm not a new person. I'm the same me I always have been. Just a lot less stabby. Yeah, that's the weirdest HR call I've ever received. So I went on a cruise recently, and it was a wrestling-themed cruise. And I've learned that people will chant anything they can as long as they can make it rhyme. These people started insulting a boat. There is a boat beside us, and all I am hearing is this crowd chant, fuck that boat, repeatedly. The boat pulls away, and we realize we've been saying fuck that boat to a Disney cruise line. Full deck, full of kids watching The Little Mermaid. I felt bad for a second, but honestly, you know what? No, fuck that boat. So my friend took me to go get a massage the other day, and it was the worst experience of my life. Honestly, I think this guy took out all of his aggression on me for Nagasaki and Hiroshima. He starts beating the crap out of me, and at one point I tell him, hey, ease up a little. I'm a little sore already. Okay, I'll ease up for you. Then he starts paintbrushing me in the back of the head. I tell him ease up again, and I'm like, dude, come on. You'll be okay. About 10 minutes later, I'm walking away. I don't know if I got arthritis from that, but I'm pretty sure it started there. I turn around and see my best friend giving him a $20 bill and giving him a hug. This motherfucker just put out a hit on me. So I'm going to go ahead and answer the final questions y'all have looking at me. 1, I am not the Numa Numa guy. 2, I will not do that dance for you. 3, I will do that dance for you for the right amount of money. I dated a girl for a year who thought I was the Numa Numa guy and never told me. Finally, that song faded into obscurity, and I'm in the Bahamas last year. Guy comes up to me, hey, I know who you are. Can you do the dance? I tell him he's mistaken, try and walk away, and he grabs me by my arm and just throws me. And he goes, hey, look at me. I'm the Numa Numa guy now. And he starts adding money to get me to do the dance, and he's like finally getting to about $100. And I'm like, dude, I'm not the guy. You got the wrong person. I have self-respect. But $100 is $100, so fuck it. Maya. Thank you, I'm Brian Scott.
Brian Scott, everybody! All right, that concludes round 2. Now, you will notice on the voting slide that we will not be voting for Jenna. We didn't get to see her, sadly, for whatever reason. I couldn't get her on Skype. And if I can't get you on Skype, I can't get you on the show. So, hopefully Jenna's good. In any case, the voting for round 2 is open now and will be open for the next 5 minutes. Again, you can use the QR code that's on the screen, or you can use the tiny URL, or you can go to the description on this video. You'll probably have to click more to be able to see it, but the voting link is there as well. So we will be back with you guys in about 5 minutes. All right, the voting has concluded. And boy, let me tell you, I felt like I was watching the Kentucky Derby when I was watching these results because it was such a close vote. But by a very slim margin, the winner for the second half is Brian Scott. So we're going to have Ira will do the first 3-minute set in just a moment, and then Brian Scott will do the second set in just a moment. But in the meantime, I would also like to show you another fabulous way that you could not only be stylish, but also support Shenanigans Comedy Theater, and that's to purchase one of our lovely t-shirts. They're only $15, and you can get them at shenaniganshsv.square.site. So wouldn't you just look lovely in one of those shirts? I mean, why wouldn't you, right? Let's be honest. So let me go back up here and make sure I've got Ira in the right place. Look, there she is. Hi, Ira.
Hi, I'm back.
Hi, yes, you are. You are certainly back. And for those of you that may not have been here at the beginning when I was explaining, Ira as the winner of the first half and Brian as the winner of the second half. They will each do another 3-minute set for us right now. They'll get a light at 2.5, another light at 3, and I will rudely interrupt them if they're still talking at 3:15. And then you guys, the audience, will vote for tonight's winner after those 2 sets are complete. So, do you have any questions before we start, Ira?
No, ma'am, I'm Gucci.
You are Gucci. Well, then your Gucci 3 minutes start right now.
Well, I'm going to keep bitching about teacher shit to start out with. So, first of all, like, teacher is a really shitty name for whatever's happening in my life. It's like, you know, I'm a chef, I'm an MC, I'm a crisis counselor, I'm a support dog, and, like, nobody really even understands, like, everything that I'm doing at one time for something. Like, no disrespect and much love, but, like, firefighters just fight fires. They suit up and they be like blowing their little water. They fucking fight fires, right? Lawyers, just straight up law. Like, they be lawyering it. Like, they defend bitches. They're making money. Like, they're talking about billables. I don't really know. What I suggest for the teachers, what will help us right now is if you gave us like a monthly prescription to like Xanax through the mail, or maybe like a monthly subscription to like wine or weed weekly, depending on the state. Like, or maybe if you did something more like CashApp me some extra dollars, or like Venmo me. Like, I'm not against the cash-based system for this shit. Like, if you know your child is so extra, like, bribe us. Like, this is a tip economy, people. This is capitalism. Like, we need to pay teachers more, or the children are going to think that the South was anti-slavery. Like, that's just what's going to happen. And, like, that's what's already happening. And I'm disappointed to tell you that I'm a part of the problem. So, anyway, pay teachers more. Like, there are definitely children right now on YouTube that are making more money than I am. And I just think something about that feels really unjust. You know, I feel like, well, I was also homeschooled, so that's really why I became a teacher, because nobody should have to go through any of that shit. Like, I can't even handle thinking about not being learned in the classroom, but that's literally what we're all doing right now, so it's kind of a miserable story. What I'm going to tell you about is actually my high school resurrection, which I was homeschooled up until high school, and I went to this fine arts magnet high school, and it was basically like the Hogwarts of faggotry and like magic, and it's the only reason I was able to graduate high school, because it was so like pro-homo that I was safe, you know what I mean? And that was really good for me, because I was transitioning from Christian to gay, and that was a hard transition. So I tried to tell my Christian BFF about it, and I was like, hey, I need to talk to you, meet me at my locker. And she was like, hey, I'll support you with anything unless you tell me that you're gay. Welcome to my life. Thank you. My name is Ira Claiborne.
Ira Claiborne.
Thank you.
Ira Claiborne, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, in the middle of Ira's set, you saw somebody else pop up. That was Jenna, but sadly, Jenna's part of this show is over. So, sorry, Jenna. A little too late there, darling. But anyway, now we're going to go to our final comic for the night and make sure that I've got him in the right little box here. Let's see what happens. Hey, I do. Look, there's Brian Scott, everybody. All right, Brian, your 3 minutes start now.
All right, so one thing you will not be able to notice about me is obviously I do yoga. I was holding down dog for about 5 minutes the other day, and my wife saw me and started playing this amazingly inspirational music. I mean, it was so amazing, I started to cry. But that could have been because I was holding down dog for 5 minutes. So, by the time it's over, I ask her, hey, where was that song? I need to find that. She tells me, do not look it up. Do not turn on the TV. And as I am married, I turned on the TV and saw that she was inspiring me to the music of Free Willy. So, my dad was a Marine who retired before I was born, but while he left the Marines never left him. I vividly remember him yelling at my brother during a football game as soon as the national anthem ends, Semper Fi, do or die, kill, kill, kill. And I'm like, oh my God. I hope he doesn't do this when I'm in school. Now, a few years later, I'm in school. I am playing in the state championship. I win. I am state champion. Everything's going to go great. National anthem ends, and I hear, come on, Brian. Take no prisoners. Show no mercy. Leave no survivors. Now, first off, looking at me, you can tell that I was the most likely to return with an AK person at my school.
Oh.
I had to look, and I was like, Dad, I'm trying to play tennis here. So I love going ghost hunting. And one day I found this place in Huntsville called Dead Children's Playground. So I went there, and it is pretty haunted. I decided I was going to try and get my best friend to go with me. Keep asking him, and he finally snapped on me. Brian, I don't care what you call it, how many times you change the name, or how many times you ask me. I'm not going to go with you to St. Jude's Hospital.
Oh.
All right, that's my time.
Brian Scott, everybody. Okie dokie, artichoke. Let's see here. Let's get you another voting slide, because now it's time to vote for a winner. Let me stop that for a second. Turn the voting on. All right, you have 5 minutes to vote your winner for tonight's Clash of the Comics. So please go to that link or that QR code and do so now. Hey, look, it's me again. But actually, I'm just kidding. Before I announce the winner, I'm going to show you another of our lovely little videos that we created in honor of the virus. And this is featuring one of our, he does predominantly improv, but he also does some stand-up and just all-around nice guy, Justin Kaiser. So shout out to Justin. But while we end the voting session, enjoy All About the Job. All right, so we have a winner, and I'm going to announce that winner in just a moment. But I wanted to give you one last opportunity to see this lovely little ploy for a couple of your dollars, but also to thank those of you that have very generously donated tonight. We really appreciate that. To Steve for donating for the prize money, to those of you that have donated other amounts, we appreciate every single one of you. We do this right now while we're in quarantine, at least through the month of April. We're doing it every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And Thursday, April 30th is going to be our finale when we give away $100. But for right now, are we ready to learn who our winner is? I need everybody to do a simulated drum roll. And the winner, folks, by one vote. Are you hearing me right now? By one vote.
Wow.
The winner is Brian Scott. So, woo! Brian Scott, you're live on camera now. What you got to say for yourself and your supporters, Brian?
Just want to thank everyone who voted. I am honestly surprised.
Well, all right then. Nothing like a little self-confidence. All right. Well, from Shenanigans Comedy Theater, from myself, Jesse, and Jessica, my beautiful wife, thank you guys all so much for tuning in. We appreciate you. Thank you so much to all the hilarious comics tonight. And we hope to see you guys again on Thursday.
That was awesome. Congratulations, dude.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, everybody. Have a good evening.